you guys don't be alarmed because we're having it videotaped.
Okay.
That's for me.
Okay.
Because, I have to go through the same thing y'all go through. So they're videotaping me tonight. And this is Mandy. Mandy's helping out.
Hi, Mandy.
She's one of our new TAs, and she's getting all of her training stuff together. So, all right. So tonight you guys will get the 2 hours of training, and you can use that towards your even more than 18 hours now. So you will get training hours for this. So this is called intentional and consistent care. Now, I actually did this training because some of my other centers, I saw that it was not intentional, and I saw that things weren't consistent. So hopefully by the time we finish here tonight, you guys have a great grip on being intentional all day long and being consistent all day long. So we've got objectives. Our objectives are not.
Oh, here you are. I was looking for you.
Sorry.
Okay. So our objectives are still not coming up. There we go. I've had a little bit of difficulty with this computer tonight. It worked like a charm last night. So the objectives are that you guys will recognize how language affects quality care, because the more language you have, the better quality care that you have, the better foundation that you can build for these children. You'll implement many conversations with the children as a daily habit. So instead of y'all having to think about it and going, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to say to this kid? Then you're actually going to know, hey, yeah, I'm planning these conversations. So it's going to become a daily habit for you. And then the third objective is to identify how to add language to enhance more learning by being intentional and consistent. Hence the name of this training. So I would love for you all to think of your favorite store. And Mandy has a better handwriting than I do, and she spells a lot better than me. So I'm going to let her write it there, so I'll put that one right there. Oh, okay. So I want you to think of your very, very favorite store. Your very favorite store. Don't tell me your favorite store, because I don't want to know what it is. I just want to know why it's your favorite store. So just throw out some things on why your favorite store is your favorite.
Variety.
Variety. Okay?
Good prices.
Good prices. Okay? What else?
Fresh.
Fresh. What else? Anybody want to add anything over here?
I'm thinking.
Cheese.
Cheese? Did you say cheese? All right.
Fruit.
Bright and welcoming.
Bright and welcoming. Okay?
Green.
Green. As in like good for the environment green?
No, it's
Or
just
just
the color green.
Good color green. Okay. All right. Hey. You fancy different
But
things?
yes, I do like good for the environment green also. I can't, there's not a Whole Foods out here. So.
Okay? Mine is because there's something for everybody. That's why I like my favorite store. What else? Anybody want to add anything else?
Clean.
Clean. I had somebody tell me one day their favorite store was their favorite store because it smelled nice.
Yeah. And their people are friendly.
Yes, friendly people.
Friendly.
Sure.
Good service.
Good service. Absolutely. Absolutely.
They know you by name.
You go there every day.
Goodness gracious.
You go over to Publix.
You go there every day,
They love
of
me.
course.
They
I
love
go
me.
there every day.
All right, so now let's look at our list. Thank you, Mandy. She's like Vanna. I watch Wheel of Fortune every night. Yes, Wheel of Fortune is my favorite. Okay, so if we actually look at this list right here, this is what your classroom should be for the children. So there should be a variety of things for the children to play with, but there also should be a variety of ways of learning, because each person learns differently at different levels. Then, of course, good prices. But if we're talking about good prices, we're really talking about what is the buy-in for the child. So if we think of a good price as in what does the child have to put into it? Are they putting in a good amount into it? So are they interested? Are they really, really loving this place? does it belong to them? Of course, it's got to be fresh, it's got to be clean, and it's got to smell good.
Have cheese.
And, well, I was going to get to the cheese in just a minute. So, we got to have cheese, right? Right? Are you on the food program?
Yes.
So there, see, you have cheese. Gotta have, teachers have to be friendly. Of course, we gotta have good care for the children, good service, personable. Absolutely. You know, two people sometimes just don't mix well, so you have to learn how to bend yourself to mix with the different personalities that are coming in this classroom. Not only the children, but the teachers you're working with, the parents that are coming in, specialists that are coming in, me coming in, so you have to be personable. And of course, you know, green is just a beautiful color. Bright, friendly, green. My husband has green eyes too. So it's something for everyone, and this way we can make sure that we have that foundation for all the children as they learn, as they progress, and as they grow to become an individual. So, yeah, I've never had a list like that before. Thank you for that. Very awesome, different list. That was perfect. All right, so, whoops. I don't know what happened. Kind of jumped on me a little bit. So, how many of you have seen these books? Okay, so a yellow book and a blue book, Ecker's book and an Itter's book, a 3 and 4 year old book and a 2 and under book. Okay, these are the scales that the assessment goes on, and in this scales, it's kind of like a ladder. These are not rules. They're not regulations. These are suggestions. You have quality in your center, and you can either be this quality here, you can be this quality here, you can be this quality here. It's like climbing a ladder. So it's you go out to your garage and you're trying to reach something up really high on your ladder. If you're going to reach, say, those Christmas decorations to take them down, then do you want to stand on the first rung and have to reach and reach and reach? Or do you want to climb all the way up to the top rung, so all you got to do is just pull it and come right down, then you can go decorate your Christmas tree. So from here, we really want to see that you guys decide what rung you want to be on. Do you want to be at the minimum level? Do you want to be at the good level? Or do you want to be at the excellent level? So in these books, and I'll just grab a page, as in, say, blocks. This is for the block area. So you have your ones, which you never, never, never want to get a 1. And then you have your 3s, your 5s, and your 7s. So in order to move up the ladder, you cannot skip a rung, or you're there, you're stuck. Okay? You actually fall down just a tad. So if you get everything on this page, but you do not get a 5.2, it doesn't matter because you're not going any further. Make sense so far? Okay. So also in here, there are little stars that you will see. And the stars mean that you look up on this page and you find where that star is, and it's going to explain it more to you so you can understand it a little better. So that's just kind of a quick, hey, let me give you a quick overview of this. So you'll find that there are things that you can't help in the assessment process, such as having door handles that are round. You don't want to have to go and change every single one of those door handles. But in your 7 level, which is your excellent level, it has that you've got your doorknobs that you can push down just because of the different abilities that different people have, such as the doors, maybe they are not quite wide enough. Or maybe the arrangement of your room, that you can't help the way that the room is shaped. That's okay. We sometimes call it taking a hit, which I think is like a negative thing, but it's okay because the things that you can't do anything about, that's where your language and your interaction comes up. And it's kind of like being in school. And so you've got an average. So your language and your interaction, if you're here with your language and interaction, but you've got a couple of things that you just can't change, it's going to be okay because they're going to even out, and that quality care is going to be okay for the children. Make sense? All right, let's keep moving. So in language, in our free choice activity play, free choice play is whenever the children are playing in all the different centers. And that's where quality care comes from, because that's where the children get all of their learning. They get both sides of their brain working together so they can feel it and they can hear it and they can see it and they can do it. And that's how a lot of people learn, by using all of their different senses. And also that's where the difference comes in too, from if I'm a visual learner or you're a kinetic learner. So the different ways of learning, that's how you're gonna get your foundation in there for the learning process, is through all the different activities. So if we add language in all the free choice activity plays, give everybody a sheet. If y'all want to, if you hear anything on these that you think, hey, that is a really good idea, then I want you to write it down on this piece of paper. So on here, it says, whoa, we're falling again. Uh-oh. We need a piece of duct tape.
Right there, Tricia.
I got it.
So for language and free choice activity play, we talk about how we can get more quality by adding descriptive words. Such as, if I tell you, pick up this, what else could I say besides pick up this?
Pick up the block.
Pick up the block. What else could I say besides pick up the block?
Please.
Pick up the
Square
Please
block.
pick up the block. Pick up the square
Or
blue
red,
block.
or red.
Yes, absolutely. So I tell everybody, you know what? Just add as many descriptive words as you can. If I come into your classroom and I have my eyes closed, I should know what's going on by all the descriptive words that you're using with the children. So then, how to expand your vocabulary, or how to expand a child's vocabulary. Well, obviously, if you have a child that's not talking yet, that's just making noises, what would be the best thing for you to do with that child?
Make noises.
Make noises,
Make
yes.
noises at them.
Absolutely. If that child is ma, then you do the
Ma,
same
ma,
thing
ma.
back. Absolutely, you sure do. How about if you have a child that walks up and says, and is holding their juice cup?
You say, this is your cup. I mean,
Or juice.
Or
yeah,
juice,
you're
right,
totally on
I
the
mean.
right track. Yes, you're totally on the right
Yeah.
track. You add words for that child.
right.
Absolutely.
This is
Yes,
your
you-
juice.
Yes.
This is juice.
Right. And if I want to teach words to these children, then I am going to, if they use a word as in, I'm going to pick up, then I could maybe say pick up or tidy up.
Tidy up.
So we could use different words that mean the same
Yeah.
thing to help them expand their vocabulary.
We put around our room, we put in all the centers words,
Yes.
so that if we're in there, you can look at it and
Yes.
add and think
That's
of
a good
another
idea.
word or another thing to
That
tell
is a
them.
good idea, and actually you're gonna see on these note cards that
Yeah.
I did the same thing on the note cards. So
Oh,
y'all
did
got it going on. Y'all have got it going on. So another way too is to show written language. So if I walk up to a display, I'm going to point at it with my finger and I'm gonna read it. Add, this says
Right,
add. Or if I want to show them how important written language is, I may say, well, let's see what is for lunch. So you have to read it to know some information. Or if you're talking about birds, then you could look something up in the dictionary. All of those three items are in the assessment process, and that's actually one of the marks in the assessment process. So asking open-ended questions, not conversation stoppers. So let's, just for an example, Mandy,
Yes.
what did you do last night?
I ate chicken.
What did she say?
Conversations, she ate chicken.
I ate chicken.
Oh,
The conversation
what kind of
stopped.
chicken?
But didn't the conversation stop? It was one answer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of chicken?
Chicken.
Was it crunchy chicken?
Fried chicken.
Was it crunchy chicken?
Did you cook it
What
with
did
the
you
stove?
have with your
Who did you eat it
crunchy
with?
chicken?
Hi, Mom.
So see, I had to keep asking her questions, but how about if I post it like this? Tell me all about your night last night.
I got an open flame.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you.
I know something really weird that happened to her last night. I'm gonna tell y'all. So that way we actually will pull out the child interacting with us and having a conversation with us instead of just answering those questions. You know what a 3 and 4-year-old love? They love whenever you walk up to them and say, I was wondering how you did that. Don't they love to talk?
Oh my gosh.
It's never ending. Because you know what? They feel like they're teaching us something.
Yes.
So we want to have those open-ended questions with the children. How to use display to expand language. Obviously, most of your display, you're gonna want to have pictures and words. So if I have a bunch of words written up on my wall, do they know what it means? If I had a child from China in an all-English class, would they be able to know? No, because it's a different language. And for a 3 and 4-year-old or a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old, they don't have that written language yet, so they have no idea what we're talking about. So if we have letters just posted somewhere, we always want to try to have a picture with it. And I tell all teachers, you know what, it doesn't have to be a fancy picture. If you say apple, just draw a quick apple. It doesn't have to be fancy at all. Using the display also to expand language is using the display in something that they're interested in. Say they got a new pair of shoes, and you walk over to a child that has on a pair of clogs. Maybe they're Dutch. And so you're showing them the difference between the shoes, and you're pulling out that language that way. Now, how to include math talk. We have a whole training on math, and it's awesome. That's one of my favorite trainings. But your math talk, you know, you count the children lining up to go outside.
Oh, yeah.
Or you use steps, as in first, we're going to wash our hands. And then second, we're going to eat our snack. And then third, we're going to do this. So you're showing them the different ways of using math language. Counting plates whenever you put them down. I would suggest never counting to make the children be quiet. As in, when I get to 5, y'all better be quiet. You don't know how many times I've heard that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The kids are all, and it's like, did it work for you?
No.
No, it didn't. So getting that math talk in on the changing table, when you are changing a baby and you're counting their fingers, you're counting their toes, counting how many wipes you're pulling out. Sometimes it's a lot.
Yeah.
So just all the time using your math language to get the language in the free choice activity centers. All right, so we actually skipped one. Sorry, I'm going to go back to it because it's one of my favorites. I want you to think about taking a shower. And I want you to think about your steps of taking a shower. So what's the first step that you do whenever you take a shower? Very first step.
Take off my clothes.
Take off your clothes, okay? What's your third step?
Turn on the water, making sure it's
Turning on the water and making sure it's hot, okay? What's your ninth step? Look at her face. Look at her face. She has no idea. It's okay. You don't have to know. Because that's a daily habit for you. You do it every day. And I guarantee you do the exact same steps every single day that you take a shower. And you get out clean every day, right? I hope so. I don't smell anything. I think you did.
Yeah.
So you get in the shower, you don't sit and tell yourself, oh, Now I have to take off my clothes. Yesterday I got in with my clothes on. Now I gotta get some soap. You know, so you automatically just do it. That's how we want to see the language in your classrooms. We want this to be second nature to you, and we want you to come out clean every single time. So that was the slide that I missed. So now we're skipping to the slide that we're actually on. So we have these note cards, and tell me who works with ITERS Blue
Here.
Book, 2 and under. 1,
That's
2,
you.
3. Can I get you guys at the same table of our ITERS people? And then the rest of you guys are our ECHRs, our yellow book, a 3 and 4s? Okay.
Well, Jennifer's kind of between, so does she sit in the
floater.
middle?
I go all over.
I think you
That's-
probably need her more with the 2s and the 1s and the babies.
Okay, okay, so you go where you are comfortable. How about that? I am gonna give you guys these. These are the note cards. And I'm gonna give y'all a set of these note cards.
As soon as she pulls out that projector, we're gonna have sick. So the test is coming.
Okay. So on these note cards, just to make things easier for you guys, I put all that you guys need in all of your activity centers. So I call them all of your centers, but these are your activity centers. So this would be your free choice center play for these cards. So on these cards, you have suggestions of things that can go into your block area. And then you have some open-ended questions. And over here you have your staff expectations. Now what that is that in the process of doing this, this is what you should be doing for the children whenever you go into the block area to help them have more language, to help them to build more on social skills and so forth. And then you have your tier 2 words written down, so you have your words written already, because sometimes it's hard to think of a word. Sometimes it's really difficult to think of an open-ended question too. So as you use these, you can use these every single day of your life, whether someone is in your classroom or not in your classroom. I'm going to send you these.
Thank you.
You're very
Now she
welcome.
tells me after I'm like halfway through.
I'm sorry. I'm going to send these
Okay,
to you.
thank
Yeah.
you.
All you have to do is you can either put them in a sheet protector, or you can put them, or you can laminate them. Okay.
So
All
can
right.
we write on these?
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna give y'all a pen,
I
a
have a
magic
few
marker
more,
just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what my centers do, my schools do, they put a little clip on it.
Yeah.
So when the children are in free play, you have all your cards and you've got them in your hand. And like I said, you can use these whether I'm in your classroom or Craig's in your classroom or State's in your classroom or assessments in your classroom or nobody's in your classroom. This is just for you to be able to say, I want to make sure that I'm hitting on everything that I can to help this child have a better foundation. So when you go into the block area, then you will actually look on here and it says, staff talk with interested children about their block play. But you'll see on there that it says observe for 2 different children. I'm sorry, I'm on the ECHRs. I'm on the ECHRs one, so y'all's is a little bit different, but y'all can follow along too on your blocks. So if I go into the block area and Craig is building a house, and I walk up to Craig and say, tell me all about what you're building. So from there, I'm going to say, hey, I talked to one child. I'm going to put a 1 there because I talked to one child. And when he says a house, I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to write house. Look, you said house. House starts with H. That was our letter last week. So you see how I'm tying it into the different things that we've done in our classroom? So from there, Craig and I will talk a little bit about his house. I may write a couple of other things down here on the back for him. So I am going to say, Craig, I'll be right back because Mandy is over in the dramatic area and I'm just going to go hang out with Mandy for just a little bit. So from there, I haven't finished this. My expectations have not been checked yet. Okay? So I'm going to put it here because I'm going to come back to it in my hour of free choice center play. I'm going to go into the dramatic area and I am going to talk with Mandy about me being a customer. So she tells me that she's playing, that she's McDonald's, okay? And I'll say, well, I am your customer. That means I'm going to buy something. This says customer. See customer? How many hamburgers do you have laying on that plate? I have 3. Oh, you have 3. 1, 2, 3. That number's 3. Look, 3 fingers. Can you show me 3 fingers? Good job.
We, remember when Lucy was back there? We set up a veterinarian hospital back there
Awesome
for that.
idea.
So she was sitting there being the receptionist, because we
There
have a
you go.
receptionist
Yeah.
table. And what did she say? Hello.
Hello, this is the animal hospital. I have an appointment for you today. I mean, she just like went on and on.
And we were like, wow. Because we've been talking about receptionists
Yeah.
and what the doctor does and what,
That's excellent.
Yeah,
That is
was.
excellent.
We were like,
Yes.
oh my gosh.
That's something that we call transfer of learning.
Yeah.
As in when you say, I'm going to teach her this, it's kind of like in the Cox campus trainings. When
Right.
you push in and you pull out. So that's where y'all were pulling
Yeah.
out. That's how you knew that she got it. Yeah. So from here, whenever you're in the dramatic area and you're going to check off some of your expectations that you did, I named something that she was playing with, the hamburgers. So I'm going to put a 1 here. And let's say there's another child in there playing with her, and that child is talking on the telephone, and I named the phone for that child. So that's 2 children, and I mark this off. So that right there, I don't have to do that again.
Right.
So I go around to every time I go to a different center, I do my checks, I do my writing. If they say something to me, I write it on the back. I draw a picture of something that they've said something is. I ask them the open-ended questions. I make sure that I'm checking off these items. So when I get all of these items checked off, I can concentrate on a different center. This is not having to check them off before I move centers. This is I can come back as many times as I need to finish getting it checked off.
So you pick one child out of the 5 that's in that center.
No, I talked to all of them.
But as soon as that one.
I cut you off, I'm sorry.
That's all right, I'm just saying that it's just kind of hard.
But she heard-
Are you supposed to do all 15 kids every day, or you pick out a few every day, or you just see how it plays out every day?
Pretty much see how it plays out every day, but let's see if I can make this easier for you. Okay, you 2 are in the fine motor area, okay? The 3 of y'all are in the block area. So from there, I am going to talk to the 2 of you. It says, on my staff expectations, staff sometimes intervene to stop problems with sharing material. Well, if y'all were completely fine and you didn't need help with that, that's already checked off because I didn't have any problems. Staff show some interest as children use fine motor materials. All I have to do is say, wow, you did great. I'm going to check that off. Staff usually resolve problems with sharing in a positive way. Again, if I didn't have a problem, then I'd check that off. But if you guys were fighting over it and I said, well, you know what? You have 8 green blocks and you have 8 green blocks. Or do you mind if she shares with you? Or how about if you ask him if it's okay for you to use his blocks? Then I would get this one. Then from staff, frequently talk to children as they use fine motor materials. If I'm sitting with you guys and having conversations about what y'all are building, then I can check this one off. So in the block area, I got 3 different children to work with that I can check off as many of these things as I can. Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, what I was gonna say, like, for the infants, the ones, the two, even the threes, it's not a record kept, it's not, they don't keep records of what they've done. That's just an everyday, making sure that you're interacting with the children.
Yes.
And things like that.
And that's what these are for, is to
Okay.
make sure that you're getting that interaction with the children, because
Right.
a lot of times you go, wait a minute, did I even read a book today? But if you actually have this, then you can say, yeah, I did read a book, or, yeah, I did play in the sandbox with these kids, and I did talk about what I need to be talking about.
Right.
I put down hardback books that they can't rip the pages out
Sure.
of.
Yeah.
So they all know that it's book time. And
Yeah.
so if you put them down around like this rug, and then you sit down, you have your books already. They have their books, they'll hold their books, and
Right.
then they'll read.
Sure.
While I'm reading a book to them, they think they're reading also, which is nice, because then I'll be like, let me read your book.
That means that they're involved in the reading
Yes.
time. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good
That's
thing to do
become one
for
of the
kids.
easiest things for me. They used to be able to pick them off the bookshelf and destroy them. And instead now, I give them to them.
All right, so you guys get to practice this, actually. This is just a small kind of picking out some important parts of a conversation, and then we're going to practice the note cards. So for this one, does anybody want to volunteer to do some role playing? If you don't, it's okay.
I'll
I'm
do
going to
it.
do it.
I'll do it.
I'll
Oh,
go with
perfect,
you. You want me to be the
perfect.
kid?
Y'all are awesome. Okay, so we are going, we're going to have an Eckers conversation first, and then we're gonna have an Itters conversation, okay? So what I want you guys to do is, as they are role-playing as teacher and child, I would like for you to use that handout that I just gave you, and you can pick out the good language, as in what did you hear, and then write down some ideas that you can think of to make it better. Now you can use these note cards, so you can look through the note cards. We are actually going to be in the block area, so you can pull out your block area note card and you can check to see what they did very well on. So,
I need some.
so from here, teacher, child, and whenever y'all are ready, is everybody ready? If you can see them, pat your head. If you can see them, pat your head. If you can see them, pat your head. Perfect, thank you. All right, ready?
Okay. Wow, that is spectacular. Really great. I was wondering how you built your structure.
I put blocks on top of this.
I see a lot of big and small blocks. Can you estimate or guess how many are there? Count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Yes, there are
One
5.
blue, one blue.
Where's my marker? I'm gonna pretend.
She's gonna pretend to write it on her note
Yes.
card, so she's writing the number on her note card in her hand.
Yes, there are 9. This is the number 9.
9.
And this is how you spell 9. N-I-N-E. 9. Yeah?
Is it Special Force House that turns into trees and reaches to the sky?
Oh, I see that. It's very tall. I see that it's almost as tall as you. Will you explain how it turns into a tree? Or tell me how it turns into a tree?
Things on the top are leaves and they grow up.
The small red blocks are the leaves. This is a great masterpiece. It's one of a kind.
I call it Daltrey Monster House.
That is a very unique name.
Can I take a picture of it and show Dad when he picks me up?
Sure, of course you can.
Yay, thank you, ladies. All right. Okay, so, look, and she's even you're picking up the blocks, look at there.
Clean up. Was that entertaining to tell me?
So tell me good language that you heard.
Descriptive,
Descriptive, yes, with spectacular, absolutely. Using the tier
open-ended,
2
tier
words.
2 words,
She had open-ended questions, yes.
reinforcement.
She's doing give us an example of the reinforcement.
When she said something about your right,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. She said,
There's one blue.
yes, wait a minute, gosh, I wrote this and I can't even find it.
There was a
She
you're
said-
right.
She says, yes, there are 9.
You're
So,
right.
or yes, there's 5, because y'all had 5.
Yeah.
So, yes, there are 5, so absolutely. Anything else that was good language there for you?
That's a unique name.
Say it again.
That's a unique name.
Yep, she's saying unique, so that's another tier 2 word.
Yeah.
What did she do to her note card that she had in her hand?
Took a picture of it.
Well, from at the end of it, she took a picture. So what about the note card? What did she write on the note card?
9.
The 9,
yeah.
so she's getting her math talk in there.
There was a lot of math, big and small.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, big
And I
and
spelled
small.
it. And I spelled it.
Was it
Yes,
right?
and you did spell it,
Did
yes.
you spell it right?
Yes,
so
I
She
how
did.
about
said
things-
N-I-N-E, 9.
How about things that could be changed to make it a little more quality?
More open-ended questions?
She could definitely do more open-ended
Yeah.
questions. And if you look on your block page, do y'all see all those open-ended questions? So they're already written out for you?
Yeah.
What else could you do?
Probably
Hey,
sit
for me,
down
I-
with them.
Sitting
Sit
on the
down
floor,
with
thank
them.
you.
Yes, for me,
Getting
it
on
would be,
their
let's build it
level.
together. Let's build it as big as we can all the
There
way
you go,
around.
and getting involved,
Yeah,
more
yeah.
involved with
Let's
it.
do this. Can
Yeah.
you go
Sure.
get me that log and we'll keep building it tall?
Yes,
That old-
that's good, perfect. Anything else?
Okay.
Do y'all need to
It's
switch
distracting
tables?
now. I know, right?
He is
Yes,
very
sir.
distracted. He is always that way.
He comes into this
He
table.
needs his own table.
No, because then he'll have them go, he has him at his own.
All right, so now we're going to talk about the itters. So the itters one, and I'll need 2 more people to do this, whoever wants to do this. The itters one is also in the block area. So,
Good job.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
good job.
Oh, we got a
Yay.
taker, yay! All right.
Does Kerrigan want to?
Yay.
Yay! Thank you. All right, so these 2 teachers are going to, there's a teacher and there's a 13-month-old child
Okay.
in the block area.
So you're in the block area, Georgia. Kerrigan's the teacher.
All right,
Blocks.
so we're having a conversation with an 18-month-old in the block area. All
Okay.
right, whenever you're ready.
Could you help me build a tower? We can stack them.
Blah.
Block, red block. It is 1 red block.
Good man.
Black.
Can we put the red block on a yellow block? Yellow like your shirt. Yes, you have on shoes. I have on shoes too. You have on pink shoes.
Mama.
Did Mama buy the shoes for you? They're very nice shoes. Tell me about them.
Black.
Good job. Look, Jasmine, Allison put a red block on a purple block. Allison, can Jasmine help us stack blocks?
Keep saying no.
Ah.
man.
Yay, thank you, ladies.
That was wrong. That was just wrong.
Stop. I'm sorry. You're not even funny. You're on camera.
Just wait, he is better.
You are on camera. You really are.
You can edit that.
All right. Okay, so for the Itters classroom, 2 and under, blue book, how did that conversation go?
She wasn't on the before.
Right. We're picking out the good things first.
Oh,
Okay, we're picking out the good things first. So what was a good thing about that conversation?
She was responsive with the child when it came to, let's decide on a color and to stack and block
Yes.
and play together.
And every
And-
time she said something like shoes, she furthered it.
She was
What-
responsive
fun-
as, okay, well, this child has switched gears.
Yes.
And I have switched gears. Because
Right.
you know what? I can come up with role playing all day long and I can say, what color do you have? Blue. Yes, you
Yeah.
have blue. Do you want to put these together? Yes. And that is not how life goes,
No.
right?
Well,
So
yeah.
that kid is gonna say, shoe. And of course,
Where
then,
did you
so you
get your
start talking
shoes?
about
Did
the
Mom buy those
shoes.
shoes?
Yes, yes. Tell me all
What
about
color
going
are
to
your
the
shoes?
store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
so,
else has pink shoes?
exactly. In the whole classroom, who has pink shoes? Shoot, you could grab a piece of paper and graft it. And graph how many have black shoes and blue shoes and pink shoes. Then you'd get your math in even more.
What that song that you always listen to with the cat, got my shoes on.
Oh, Pete the Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, wow.
Right, what,
Okay, so how about things that we could add to it? Sit down, get on their level. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. What else can we add to it? Staying positive.
I'm trying to
They did
think what
stay-
I would do. Staying
Say no,
positive.
ma'am. A lot.
Like, wow, it's getting really big, let's keep building it up.
There you
Let's
go.
build it
Having the
around.
child stand up and
Wow.
say, this is tall as
Hey,
you
come here
are.
and help us, KJ, let's build it together.
Yes, she put in
Yes.
peer interaction.
Right.
Yes, perfect, absolutely.
Don't kick it over.
All right,
Please.
so are we okay with that so far?
Oh, yeah.
Any questions, comments?
Did you notice she's not here?
I noticed, you're still on camera.
Okay.
Concerns, you can come out. Concerns? No, everybody's good so far?
We are.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So, let's use these cards. Okay? So in your group with your card,
Uh-huh.
and in your group with your card, because we have Eckers and we have Itters, we want you to pick out one card. Whatever card y'all are comfortable with that you want to elaborate on.
Dramatic play.
Yeah. I have music.
And remember, I'm going to leave these up here, but you also have the handout, so we have the, don't forget that you can add these things in.
Okay.
I want you to spend about 20 minutes coming up with a conversation in what area you picked out, so you can use your cards in as many ways as you can possibly use them in that one area. Am I making sense?
Yep.
Perfect. Do I make sense? Yeah?
No, ma'am.
No ma'am, no, no, ma'am, no ma'am, no. No ma'am, Okay. I can do it, I can do it.
We laughed and laughed about that. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give you guys about 20 minutes to come up with your conversation.
We want a new table. Okay, dramatic play. Let's use, since we've been doing the veterinarian hospital, we'll use that. Okay. All right, open-ended questions, statements. What else do you need, or what else do you need to groom your dog? Who does that, right? I see
you're
you're,
in the.
I see you're washing your pet. I see you washing your dog.
Is that what it is in there? It's washing your.
No, there's the doctor, there's a receptionist, and there's.
No, I mean, you wouldn't say, I see you're in the vet's office.
I came to the vet office, how can I help you, and my dog needs shots.
My dog needs shots. And they go running out. Shots.
She told me I don't answer.
Oh, man.
All right, so which one did y'all pick?
Dramatic play. So we're gonna use what we have back there, because the kids have we've been asking them questions.
Yeah.
So since it's a veterinarian hospital, Stacy and I wanted, whatever they're doing back there, we would go back there and say, oh, I see you're washing, you're the groomer today. What do you need for your job?
Right.
And
What's your
further like that.
Yeah, the clippers.
To what-
Actually, I forgot to give y'all these.
My favorite thing is the
Um,
castle.
And
I do a
they're
castle.
obsessed with the
y'all
castle.
can-
That's
Oh,
why
thank
they-
you.
You're right on that.
Big castle. They're like,
So,
big
What's
castle.
your dog's
Circle
name?
anything,
Yeah,
tell
what's-
how you're gonna do it on your page.
Tell me about your dog.
tell me about your dog.
That would be more.
Tell me about your dog, you like to bark.
Well, and we have a waiting.
Are y'all gonna do those, the open-ended questions?
That's what we're starting on.
Okay.
But there's a waiting area, so we've asked them, oh, what are you waiting to hear? What are you waiting,
And then Mr.
why are you here? Why do you need the doctor today? And they would talk about that.
And in a way, you could say, explain to me why you need a doctor instead
Where are
of.
their ears? Their
Just-
ears
Just
is
why
not-
are you here?
So if you say, why are you here? My dog said, something conversation stops.
They like
But if you say,
His
explain
ears
to
is
me,
not.
Right.
then they'll be
And see,
more.
can you hear that? So I'll cover their ears, but can you hear me? I'm like,
Could be, but
the ears are not.
that's true. But sometimes whenever we're in a pre-K class,
There's a couple of those.
They know, yeah,
just kind of.
because we use a lot
I
of
always say that. You talking to Brandon?
different words.
I'm not talking
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, you talking about.
So,
And the 3-year-olds are probably.
Train tracks, just build the.
Yeah.
So-
train
Might be.
tracks.
who's ever veterinarian, and they're using the different, we'll ask them, oh, what tool are you using? Or what, they know stethoscope, they know the ostoscope for the ears. Yes, yeah, we've done that. We put bandages back there for them, oh, what happened? Or why are you using the bandage?
Hey, Jay.
What else have
So
we?
do you guys if y'all were role playing with this and writing a conversation, then
Yeah.
you can just, two of you can, one will be the teacher, one will be the kid, obviously. And then you can start writing on those of the conversation that you would have and what you would circle and what you would write down.
Right.
And if you're talking about the stethoscope, you could write that down, you could draw a picture of the stethoscope,
Yeah.
and you could do it that way.
When you say shelf, they go
Um,
to the shelf.
You mean while we're using this card?
Yes,
Because,
because that's what these are for, you use them sitting there with the children.
right,
And of
okay.
course they.
Yeah, I'm just, so we have everything labeled.
And so it's that.
Would it be the same thing, saying, oh, look, this is what the stethoscope
Yes, it would be the
does?
same thing. In fact, that's in display in your book. And if you point at the display so many times, then that's better quality
That's
of
what-
care
yeah.
because it's more recognition to the
It
display.
has the picture and then the
Absolutely.
And then the word, and
Yes.
then they put the,
then the actual,
Yeah, and then you could
Stethoscope.
compare it, the real
Yeah.
stethoscope to the picture, so that would be good. too.
right, yeah.
That's all.
Because we put a thermometer back there,
His back.
tweezers, bandages,
Absolutely,
things.
absolutely.
Clip
Check on them.
it, yeah.
Clippers.
Clippers.
Vaccine.
There's a shot back there. The shot, the needle.
There's a needle.
How real do you want this?
The needle.
Oh my God.
They love that, the needle.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know, I just feel like we do
When we
this.
found, like, like I just said, like.
We
build
do,
this
but
structure, build
we
it.
do
Let's build
not
all the
every
next
day.
building.
So that's good,
Because
but
we
that's
have to
I've got rolling cars.
prove it.
Yeah.
WSOs and
And so I'll
stuff,
pick
so.
up
And the 3-year-olds have to learn to do it.
build those up into.
You should be writing this.
let's teach them.
Let's teach you how to do it.
You should be writing this.
I find that even veterans,
Yeah.
when they're being observed, might not remember everything,
Yeah.
especially
Oh,
for
no,
that
I would
specific
definitely
book, so,
keep that.
yeah.
I would,
And
if it was
then,
somebody else, even if I did it every, it's so
I
familiar.
know.
When there's someone in here, you
Did I
just
do
like
that?
go,
So you just mind blanks.
And they don't care when they're observing you that you are reading off of
No,
it.
no, they don't care at all.
sincerely, that's why we put all those word cards in.
I'm like, let's see if we can make the picture
Sure, that's
faster.
great.
Because sometimes they're
and then you can.
searching for that new word and, but,
Especially when someone.
no, I will definitely say.
So you just find a place in each center to hang these?
You can have them all together like she said, but I would do, just have it on my level, kind of in that center, so I don't
Right,
have
me
it
too.
bulky in my hand, and I would then check it as I.
That's what I would do too.
Whatever
That's
works best
exactly
for
what I
you.
would do. Don't
She
you
does that a
think?
lot with her school age programs, because they're all over the place a lot, but you can do either
Yeah.
way.
That's what I would do when she rearranges your room into the things. I would put these in each of the centers. And that way you just go up to it, look at it, and you're able to, you know.
This comes straight from the book, y'all already have all the answers.
That's really cool.
That is. See, this is the kind of stuff they need in training. Not religious rap, that we get the same thing up every single time. This is the kind of stuff that they need. Huh?
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind doing the transcript, I'm going to learn something.
Yay. I'd like for you to share that, please.
Or learn what they're looking for, that's the main thing.
We got, yeah.
All right, so we have about this much more time before we have to finish,
Okay.
because we've been working for about 5 minutes.
Oh, so we have a long time.
Yeah, so we got about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Unless y'all don't need it. If you don't need it, we're okay, but, you know,
I don't think we need it.
I need my.
if y'all want to wing your conversations, we're good.
Craig's boyfriend's coming on TV soon, he's really wanting to see it.
All right, so how do y'all feel? Are y'all okay, or do you need more time? No? Okay, all right.
Do y'all have to come?
There is something over here too that, what's your name?
great.
Georgia. Georgia. Oh, Georgia, you live in Georgia, okay. So, Georgia came up with a really cool idea. Will you tell them?
When I'm in the 2-year-old room and I'm saying let's clean up, instead of singing the regular clean up version song, I said clean up, put the toys on the shelf. Because if I sing the regular version, they don't know where to go.
Well,
But if I say like let's put toys on the shelf, it references to
they
the
know
shelf.
exactly.
Isn't
Good.
that awesome?
There you go,
Yeah,
Georgia.
she's got those descriptive words already.
That
Yay.
is good.
That's awesome. All right, so,
She
How
gets a
about
cookie.
putting them on the low brown shelf on the bottom? Animals,
yes, you did it. Okay, which group wants to go first?
Oh my God.
If you want to go, does anybody want to share? Anybody not want to share?
What do we need?
I don't mind sharing.
Okay,
Um,
that would be awesome.
I didn't write it down only
That's
because
okay.
we,
Are y'all gonna do a conversation, as in like role
Yeah,
play
let's do that.
conversation?
the veterinarian.
Okay. Head on up.
You
want
be
a wig?
Lucy.
Don't so go with Puerto Rico over there. You better come
I know, she ain't getting up, is
I
she?
know. Oh, no. I didn't write it down, but.
That's okay.
Are we winging it?
Totally fine.
Alright, so when the kids are playing back there in the veterinarian office, so if they're, say, Stacy has her veterinarian thing on, and for interaction, I'll come up, I'll say, oh, I see that.
Hold on, I'm on my phone. My name is Lucy, and I'm at the animal hospital, and you have an appointment today for your cat. It is at 12 o'clock. Will you be coming? Wait, you know.
You say, who were you talking to on the phone?
Well, I was getting there. Give me a minute. Lucy, who are you talking to on the phone?
I was talking to our customer.
Your customer. And what kind of pet does your customer have?
She has a cat.
Is she going to come today?
She is coming today.
Okay.
She's coming to get shots.
Is she in your appointment book?
She is. She's right here.
Very good.
Her name is Alyssa.
Alyssa. And I see that you even spelled Alyssa.
I did.
And
Alyssa. This is Lucy we're talking about. So
Yeah,
she's
so
on the
Lucy
phone.
will do it.
perfect.
Yeah. Well, very good. Do you have anybody else in your appointment book for the day?
I have Amir in my appointment book right here.
Oh. And what is Amir coming in for?
Amir is bringing his dog. His dog's name is
Rocky.
Rocky.
Very cool. If you think of email me some shots today.
No.
on the front.
He said his dog barks too much.
Oh, what do you think the doctor can do about
Give him a second.
Y'all could use immunization.
Miss Mayor just leaned over the counter and she goes, Miss Lucy, I've got 6 dogs and 1 cat. I'm bringing them in right now.
I could
Or
say,
vaccine.
or vaccine.
Yeah.
Are they using a
Those would be
vaccine?
good.
Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
they need a vaccination?
Do they need a shot
A
or a
rabies
vaccine?
shot?
Mhm.
Yep, you can
I'm
explain
feeling a
what it
little
means.
overwhelmed here.
Mhm.
You did really good.
Medicine, that's probably.
Yep, yeah,
Medicine,
medicine might be
yeah.
one.
I
yeah,
have
put
heard
some
of
medicine
using
bottles.
vaccine back there. I guess they picked it up when we did it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Do y'all take trips to the vet or anything like that? Do you go on trips? How about pulling a vet in to maybe explain a couple of things to them at some time?
Yeah.
That'd
We've
be
done
good
that
too.
before.
I did play the video for them
Uh-huh,
where they
yeah.
actually showed what they did in the vet's office.
Sure.
So that was
Yeah.
one of the activities that we did before we opened the hospital back there.
Okay.
Oh, and what they did learn, here's their appointment book.
Oh, there you go.
And
That's
so I
cute.
put their name tags back there. So they check,
And look, we've got math for the
Yeah.
time.
and we also have play money because they know you have to pay when you
Yes.
leave.
They also know about receipts.
And they can write
Right.
receipts. They know
That's
about a
awesome.
receipt.
That's very awesome.
So-
And listing from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Yes, and that would be another math or spatial.
Right.
Yep.
And we put a thing of, it's like bones, so they
Uh-huh.
measure like how many bones long
Right.
they are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Y'all did good. Yay!
Next
Catch some of that.
Good job.
All right.
Good job, Lucy.
Okay, so do y'all want to explain? You want to explain yours? You want to talk about yours?
Okay, so,
I got a lot of work
George, I guess I'm doing. Okay, so if we're gonna, let's just say, okay, hey Georgia. Georgia, do you wanna build the puzzle with me? You wanna do it on the floor? Yes. Oh, look, it's a farmhouse, it's red. So we're gonna build this together, okay? So let's try to put the puzzle pieces together. Does that fit? No. How about this? Does that fit? Yes, good. We got one piece together.
No, ma'am.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's find another piece of the cow. Do you find it? There's another cow. What does the cow say? Moo. Moo. Cow says moo. Look, there's another piece.
You will count the pieces while you're cutting them out.
No. All right, let's keep working. You gonna get a piece? You have the horse. You have the horse. What does the horse say? Nay. That's right. All right, can I get done now? I don't think we're gonna get this.
That was
puzzle
good.
together.
You can be
That
done.
was good.
Well, your puzzles aren't that big,
No,
so
our
it's
puzzles
not.
are small. I buy a
Yes.
small puzzle.
So let's point out some good things that happened.
She sat on the floor with her.
She's on the floor with
She's
her.
talking to her.
She's talking to her. She's
Asking
engaging.
her.
She's asking her questions. She pointed out that it was a cow.
Right.
What else could she have done about the cow?
What does the
said,
cow
what does the
She
say?
cow
said, what
say?
does the cow say, but what else could I point out?
What color?
What
is it?
color?
What color is it? What
What
do
do
you
we
think
get
a
from a
cow
cow?
eats?
What
What
does
do
a
we
cow
get
eat?
from a cow? Have you ever seen a cow? What do you think a cow feels like?
What does the cow make?
Yes,
Milk.
what comes from the cow?
We
Absolutely.
just have milk.
And let me tell you something, and cheese.
And
Don't forget the
steak.
cheese. You gotta have
Gotta have
cheese.
cheese.
Gotta have
Steak.
cheese. And steak, you gotta have cheese and steak, something green. Okay, so one thing that, that I saw was she gave her time to answer before she answered for her. And that's another thing that we want to do too for the children. We don't want to just yell out questions at them. You know, what color is your straw? What color is your cup? What color is your pants? What color is your paper? What color is that Pepsi bottle? You know, that by the time I get finished yelling that out, Craig's gonna be going, no ma'am,
It's
no
Coke.
ma'am.
No ma'am.
It's Coke, not Pepsi.
Oh, it's Coke, yes, it
No
is.
ma'am.
So you want to give these kids time to answer, even if they can't answer, because that's how a normal conversation goes. So we're
Right.
getting these children to be able to see, hey, this is a real conversation, and this is what you do in life. So you're laying that foundation there, so therefore they can build and build and build and build, so whenever they get to be 16, 17, 18 years old, they know how to have a conversation.
They're not groaning.
Right.
Like my son, he grunts a lot.
Uh-huh.
What, I can't understand you, what you say? All right, so from being consistent and using the cards to being intentional. I hear this so many times. Y'all wanna read this with me? Ready? Kids are not just running wild. I hear that so many times in my life. Do you hear that a lot?
Yeah.
You just want our kids to run wild. Well, these assessment people just want our kids to run wild. No, we don't want that. The scales don't want that. We want quality care. We want these children to be able to have a choice on what they want to do, but within reason.
Right.
So you guys are really making up what they're going to do in the classroom because you're going to be intentional about it. So the kids aren't just running wild and being just completely wild. So that their choice is really what you planned.
All right, stop right there for a
Okay.
second. If you're starting out at what we call centers, I assume you still call it centers?
Centers or activities, whatever you want to call it.
If you're starting out right then, what do you say to the class?
In the very beginning?
Yeah.
Okay?
It's center time,
Yep.
then what?
Yep, okay, so, and I'll go over this. See, you read my mind, because this is what we're going to go over.
Right.
Okay, so I would have on this board right here, I'd have everybody's picture and their name. And when it's center time, I would start my clock. Well, I'm not going to start my clock. I'm going to start my clock, my timer for an hour. Okay, that way I know I'm getting that hour in. And then I'm going to let them know it's center time by pointing at my interactive calendar schedule here. Okay, which has pictures. I'm gonna read them the words here, which I'm getting more language in there. And they're gonna come over and they're gonna pick their name. And in
Wait,
my
one at a
different,
time, or do they run over there?
well, I mean, they're by the time the year goes on, they're not all going to be running over here. So you might start with a couple at a time.
And that's okay.
Yeah, that's
So
okay.
point out, you
As
go
long
first,
as
you
long
go
as your
second.
waiting time over here is not longer than 3 minutes.
Right.
Or you're doing something with these children over here.
Mm.
So, you know, the thing is it's easier to, the kids come up, they get their name, you have, in your different centers, you have a pouch, and it says 3.
We
It
did
has
that years ago.
3 dots.
The centers had the
Pre-K
pouches.
And
couldn't do that.
George Pre-K cannot do that.
No.
Or I don't want to
Okay.
say cannot, but this is,
That's
Yeah,
that's-
they told us we couldn't.
it's
live.
good classroom management and a way for you guys to help with how many kids are in the center
Right.
is to
That's
look at
right.
it as a, something that they may get hurt if there's too many kids in that center.
That's
So
what I
for
always
safety
But the rest of the
reasons-
center can do that.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we did that one time and they
Yeah.
were like, you can't do that.
For-
So
so
we had
for-
to take them up.
Exactly. So I would not suggest doing it in this classroom
No.
here. But in your other classrooms, I would have your classroom management of how many children can go in that center. So therefore, you're talking about display, you're talking about math, and you're also saying, you know what, Craig, there's already 3 people in this center. There's 3. If you add one more person, how many would that be? You're adding that I'm adding things in the classroom, so I'm getting a little bit more advanced. Well, then I'm going to take Craig and I'm gonna say, I know you really wanna come to the Science Center right now, but I added something so fun in the math area, and it's brand new.
And that is completely okay for
Yes.
them to say. You're still not letting them do what they want to do.
Why?
Because they wanted to be in the science center.
Well, you're correct, but somebody's not gonna stay in that Science Center the whole time, so you
I
say.
mean, I agree totally.
Uh-huh.
to
So you
limit
can-
them,
so you
but
can
what I'm talking about
say-
is what they're gonna be looking for us.
And this is a good way to do it, as in having classroom management. So this is not having the kids
If
run
they
wild.
hear you say, I know you really want to be in science, but
No
I
ma'am,
have some-
no ma'am, get out.
But you're also giving them another choice, and you're
Right.
saying,
Uh,
okay, so
you're not saying
Mandy-
you can't go in there.
Mandy,
you're
when
just,
you come out of the
Right.
Science Center, can you come and tell Craig that you're coming out of the
Right.
Science Center, then it's your turn to go
Right.
in?
Yeah.
Or Georgia, when you get finished in the math area,
So it really
would
is not
you make
free
sure
time.
that you come and let Craig know? You see
Yeah,
that, so
that's
that's
good
your
idea.
interaction also.
Right.
And that's still, they get to choose. Now, if I set a timer and say, when this bell goes off in 15 minutes, everybody has to rotate, that's not free choice.
That's not.
Or if I say, you're going
You can't do
dramatic,
that.
you're going dramatic, you can't go in dramatic because you tore it up yesterday.
Yeah.
Ah, you didn't clean up. You didn't
You
help
didn't clean up in dramatic, you can't go in there today.
Uh-huh.
Then that right there is not giving them free choice. Okay, so if we look at this, and it looks, obviously you guys are doing a lot of this in this classroom already, but like this over here came from one of my teachers, that it's not ice cream, it is, what is that? Cupcake.
Okay.
They're cupcakes and they have numbers of sprinkles, and then they put the number with the sprinkles, so that's a
Oh,
good
yeah,
thing to put
yeah.
in your math item. And then over here is Milky
I
the
like
cat.
that. I like
Yes,
that.
it's fabulous.
Yeah.
So,
That is good.
the teacher that I was in, and she was actually a Georgia pre-K teacher, she had dress up for farmer dress up. She had little hats, and then she had little bales of hay, and then she had the kids feeding the cows, and the kids milking the cows, and all it was sand in there so they could pretend to milk. It was,
We put milk in ours one time.
was it messy?
Well, yeah, of course it was.
We don't want messy things.
They loved it.
So, let me get back to this classroom management thing
Sure.
and the centers and not running wild.
Okay.
So you say we're at center time
Uh-huh.
and they go and pick their, pit stick
Yep,
and take it to the center that they want.
yep.
We used to do
So
that.
the person at the end of the line doesn't really get the pick of the
They're not
lines.
gonna stay in this center for an hour.
Right.
When they get finished playing in the center, they're gonna take their stick and they're gonna go over to the water
Why
table.
are you being so difficult?
And they're gonna put their
Because I
stick in
know
the
how
water
it
table.
really works
It's
in a
okay.
classroom.
So there's more room in all the centers, so there are choices.
We used to do
And
that
in an
for our
hour's
CA.
time, you're going to have these kids move around. Now, what I hear you saying is maybe if a child doesn't come out of the center, so that kid just can't go in, like maybe I really wanna go in the block area,
Oh,
and
the
there's
girls would
kids.
stay in the dress up and picking
Okay,
area
the whole
entire
time. So if that happens, teacher would suggest that the children could let someone else play, or you set a timer in that center. You say, okay, you guys have been in here for like 20 minutes, so we're gonna set a timer for 15 more minutes, and then it's going to be your turn, your turn, and your turn.
Right.
Or it's kind of like having a computer where you write down
Yeah.
who's gonna go to the computer, so everybody gets a choice to go in there.
Y'all do that every day though.
I just
in
feel like
here.
that is
It's
a
like,
real
you've been in here, no.
spot
Let's
of
go
the day to be
decide
assessed
And
at.
that's why
Let's go
being
paint.
consistent with this and being intentional in it and
Yeah.
being consistent works. And using these note cards works because you're going over to the different centers, and you know that if you're in a center, somebody else is gonna wanna come over there and play.
Yeah.
Or if you say, I've added some Play-Doh that goes with our theme this month, some sand dough
Oh,
or
yeah.
something, you know that they're gonna wanna go in that too. So it's a matter of adding things. If you see a center that not a lot of children are going in, then it needs to be revamped, because it's boring.
Yeah.
Water and food color is a great
Oh,
extra.
yeah. Yeah, they love that.
Yeah.
You know what I used to do? I used to go get worms, fishing worms, and I'd dump them out on the table.
Yeah,
And the kids just played and played and played with those worms. Of course, they washed their hands
Right.
appropriately, 20 seconds. So,
They're not real worms, you're talking about.
real worms.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I thought you meant like the plastic worms that you put on the end of a.
I can use that too,
Yeah,
but
we've
not,
done that
but not in
Yeah.
the, not in the Itter's room, but yeah, they can use it in, real worms, yeah. They loved it, they loved it, they thought it was awesome.
They love mud too. And we used to say, oh, stay out the water or don't go, but not anymore. There's water out there, go for it. You wanna make a big old mud pie, go for it.
Okay, so let's talk about my bubble sheet. This is gonna be your bubble sheet.
Catch a bubble.
That-
Where am I seeing
That
that?
drives me
Nothing worse.
crazy.
I know it.
Catch a
Catch a
bubble.
bubble.
And,
Hate
hips
that.
and lips, hips and lips.
I've never heard that
We
one.
also have a fantastic transition class, training, so if y'all ever wanna do that. Okay, let's spend a little bit of time with our tables. Unless y'all want to switch tables, you can. You can switch with your peers if you'd like to. So this is class planning. This does not take the place of your lesson plan. This is just your brain thinking. So on here, if you write the teacher, the date, the age, and what your theme is going to be. And remember in your Cox Campus training when you push in and pull out,
Yeah.
that's what vocabulary words you want to use. So you pick out the vocabulary words that you're going to use. So I'm going to
Why
let
does
you
it matter how old
guys,
I am?
do y'all want to
You can put
plan
60.
as a large group what our theme is going to be, or do you want to plan little groups what your theme is going to be?
Say that one more
Do you
time.
want everybody on the same theme, or do you
Yes,
want to plan
yes.
separately?
Everybody on the same thing.
Okay, so what thing would y'all like to do for this, just for practice?
Winter?
I guess we're doing color and 6 months.
Coloring picks, six marks.
What? No, a theme.
A theme,
A theme.
yes.
Or
As
Well, I
in-
was community
as
helpers
in
on mine.
Community helpers. We're going with
or
community
farm
helpers. Because
animals.
that's what we're doing.
Make
Zoo
these kids do stuff
animals.
over here?
Yes.
Just go with it.
Yes,
Just
you
go with
can,
it.
you can.
Yes, you can.
absolutely can.
They can learn what a,
They clean up and they
Do you,
do all
would you
that.
rather do a farm?
Yeah, I do that.
Would you rather do farming?
that's fine.
Yeah, that's good.
Farm.
Okay,
Farm thing.
that way it'll be a little easier to pick right
And
now.
there's so much material and books and songs.
So
and,
when you're thinking about what you're going to do for your class planning and you're being intentional in your teaching, then you want to look at all your different centers or all your different activities. And these are all of your different activities. So what would we add to teach the children about farming? What could we add in our block area?
Wait, 1 second.
Yes.
We forgot these vocabulary words, push in, pull, and pull.
I'm sorry, yes. Farming,
Agriculture.
farming vocabulary words, that's an excellent one. Agriculture, that's
Produce.
excellent.
Produce.
Produce, who said produce? That is a good one. Get that out of that book.
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer, what do you guys think that we could use for the 2-year-olds for farming?
Oh.
Tractor?
Tractor.
Tractor's
Cow.
good.
Barn.
Hay.
Hay. Horse. Any of the animals.
Are
Okay. All right, so, y'all comfortable moving on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what can we add in the block area for farms or farmers?
Farmers, you can put.
The little,
We could add, yes, we could add things to make a barn.
The farm animals.
We could do the farm animals.
God, I just had something.
We could do
Tractors. You
tractors.
can put tractors in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Um,
How about if we had some little veggies?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like the little
Yeah.
plastic veggies that they
Fruit
could
and vegetables even.
put in the garden that they build.
Fruit
We
and
used
So
to-
vegetables.
remember, if you put anything else in the activity centers, if it enhances play, it's okay. But if it takes away from play, we would rather have it in its own activity.
we like over here, we're doing community helpers right now, so we have our fire suit and then our
That they dress up
construction.
to
actually
with it?
I
play
didn't
with
think that they
in the-
would, but they love it.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
if it
they put it
enhances their
on
play,
and they
then
build.
you're okay.
Well, what's the
Yeah.
example of taking away from their play?
So I am sitting in the block area and a child comes over with food and dumps it out on the floor and says, I want to make you a sandwich. Well, that's not doing anything with blocks. It's not enhancing my play. I'm not adding on to my play. But if I add sticks into my block area, because we are learning about the forest, then they can build with the sticks, so it enhances your play.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so what else y'all got? How about dramatic play? What can we add for farming in the dramatic play?
Oh my gosh.
Hay hats, be a farmer.
Yes,
The
those
straw
the
hats.
straw hats, absolutely. Yes. What else could we add?
Overalls, big overalls.
Yep.
How
How about a garden area
yes.
that they can like pretend to hoe? Yes, the little horse, the stick
Yeah.
horse that they can ride. Absolutely. Yep. What else? How about in the fine motor area? What would you add in the fine motor area?
Manipulative,
Or manipulatives? Fine motor or manipulatives? What could you add for farmer?
they love Legos. Legos are always good for everything,
And
right?
Legos is, yes, but how would you do that? How would you make something into farming to go with your theme? So if I walk into your classroom, I should be able to tell that your theme is in every single one of your centers. So how would you do that?
And then make a barn out of Legos.
They could, but how are they gonna know to make the barn? You see how I'm trying to get you to be intentional here?
Well, you would assume they'd
We
already
can
read
use it
stories maybe about
in
it or-
circle time, like if
Yeah.
there's something that new that we're introducing to one of our
Yeah,
centers,
that's
we
a good idea.
introduce it at circle
Sure.
time,
Yeah.
show them,
To let
More
them
large
know.
group.
Yeah.
and then add it to the center.
Center.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Hey, you know what? I just thought of a video. It's not on my PowerPoint, but y'all come over here and stand right behind me. Does
What?
everybody have Facebook? Come stand behind me. Everybody come stand behind me. This is a very, very short little video I want y'all to see. This is called The Pocket of Preschool, and she's got some great ideas on Facebook. So we're gonna, hold on. I need to add this to my,
Oh, are you?
all right, so there's hoeing carrots.
That's cool. That's cute.
Can everybody see it?
Uh-huh.
This kid is getting the eggs out of the hen house. And you see that she's got words written up here that have to do with the farm.
Yes.
This kid is picking corn. That could be fine motor also for the pension. I feel like I'm taking something. The different flowers are what the kids made. There's a dirt for the dirty pigs, so they got a pig pen thing right there. The kids made the pigs in that pig pen, then they made those sheep. There's the barn that she put up on the wall. And she's got everything labeled and pictures with it. And then she's got the farmer words. And see how simple that was?
Yeah.
And she didn't spend a whole lot of money. It was all just like bought a paper
Yeah.
and stuff. So this is really good for y'all to find some ideas of the Pocket of Preschool
Okay.
on Facebook. Okay.
Hey, we got boxes.
It's called Pocket of Preschool.
It is. It's called Pocket of
Here you go.
Preschool. Yeah. She likes to sell stuff too, but you don't have to buy
She has a
stuff.
lot of freebies and she's amazing.
She is very.
I get lost in her site for hours just looking for all her cool stuff she's made.
All right. So let's think about what happened tonight. I'm gonna put some little sticky notes here. And this right here, the class planning, we don't have to finish it all tonight, so you guys don't have to finish it tonight. But it'd be good for y'all to sit down and go over it And even to the point of like, whenever I come back the next time, if you guys have it filled out, then I can go over it with you and I can kind of help you brainstorm too, okay? Maybe you can have that as their transfer of learning being due back at a certain time, and then we'll go over it. And that'll help y'all be more intentional in your planning. All right, so let's talk about our transfer of learning from this training. And what I want you guys to really think about is things that you learned, things that you will add to your classroom, and how you're going to incorporate more language into your day. So how you're going to do it. So up here I put learn, add, and how. So on these note cards, if you'll just grab as many note cards as you need, you might have a lot of things that you learned tonight. Or you might have a lot of things that you're going to add. Or you might have a lot of things that how you're going to put them in your classroom. So if you guys will just write that on your sticky notes, and then whenever you get finished, just bring your sticky note up here and put it on the one that it goes with. And then I encourage you all to take a picture of this poster, because we all learn from each other, and you can definitely learn from the other teachers, and from y'all can pick each other's brains. And then this way, you can take a picture of it, and then you have all these examples to take with you this evening. So I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes to fill out, again, what did you learn? What will you add to your classroom? And how will you incorporate more language into the day?
What did you say to use to go into the centers? You said popsicle sticks with their picture on it?
Sure.
We used to have those, didn't we?
We had to get them out from back here. We had them back here, but we had to get them out.
Oh, they told you not to use them back here?
We did, we had them.
Yeah, I was going to show you a picture of this
We had them
teacher.
with the picture on top of them.
She's got the picture of the child, and then she's got Science Center. She's got 1, 2
Mhm,
for how many kids can go there.
mhm.
And then she has them all on this board.
Oh,
And when they
right,
walk
right,
in
right.
the morning, they, with their mom or their dad or their caregiver, when they bring them in, then they help them wash their hands, put up their stuff and wash their hands. And then they get their stick, and the family helps them decide where they want to go first. So it's like
When
a
it's time,
parent
or
involvement
that's the
thing.
first thing they do.
That's the first thing they do whenever they want this particular class. So they'll decide. But this was another time she had it after circle time, and whenever circle time was over, then she said it's time for centers and go get your sticks.
Yeah.
Or you could have them in their cup. Do y'all have cubbies?
Yeah, the 3-year-old.
We don't.
They do up there.
Y'all have cubbies in your classroom, so you could put their sticks in their cubbies, and then they could just go to their
That's a
cubbies
good
and get their
idea.
sticks instead of all running to the same board. So you can
Right.
put it in their cubbies.
We have we don't do that, but we have our small group board.
Uh-huh.
And so in the morning, they can read the small group board. So
Yeah.
when it's small group time, when we say, they automatically know like where they're going. Well, most of them.
We
No,
got better, we got one that's doing
yeah, they still waltz around in a circle. Anyway, they read that and they know exactly where to go, or where they're
Yeah.
gonna go in the morning, because sometimes they're, oh, I'm at Miss Trish's table today. Oh,
Sure.
that was-
And those visuals really help
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
I saw another teacher too, and y'all probably do this. Do you do the home and school?
Right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
And then I have another teacher that whoever's not there,
yeah,
in their writing area, she puts some little cards in the writing area, and she
Yeah.
says, if you would like to write a note to Craig, and
While
let you
they
know
were
you're thinking
feeling
about
good,
it,
yeah.
then you can. I'll
Yeah.
put some stuff out here for you.
They love that, right? They love envelopes.
yeah.
Oh,
We go
yeah.
through
And
tons
those
of
little note
envelopes.
things too.
My kids used to love stickers. I would walk in
Yes.
and my daughter, as
Yeah.
whenever my son was a
Yeah.
baby, she would just put stickers all over him, you know, like I'd run to the
Yes.
bathroom and
Yeah.
I'd come back and he'd have
Stickers,
several stickers
huh?
on his
They
face.
like stickers,
Now, what are these
stamps.
called?
Those are the note cards, so- and I'll
They're
send
called
those.
note cards.
I'm gonna send you those, yeah, to your email. Yep. And you know what, if I can just gather those note cards, and I'll let y'all walk up there and put those on the appropriate places. And then I'll grab these from you.
Yeah, I started putting my push-in words
You
on
want
the
any
board.
pizza?
So I
appreciate that.
look at them every day.
Huh? Oh, well then, there must be another email. I'll look and see if there's another email.
So we need to keep these and work on them.
And I have one more item. So whenever everybody gets finished putting up your items, let's just kind of look at these for just a couple minutes. And got this out of. I got this out of here.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, we got this. It's a scanner.
Oh.
It's a scanner.
The beat.
For like grocery store. But somebody will stand behind there.
I'm not
Scan it.
Sorry.
So that's like a grocery store.
I wonder why.
Yeah. We just wait out how
Did you do it upside down?
I don't think so. It's working.
All right, so if anybody wants to take a picture of these, let's not, I'm gonna read some of them, if that's okay with y'all, is that okay?
Yeah.
So, here's a couple of things that were learned. Using more language and building centers, to use more descriptive language, free center time, and intentional learning. Learning to let the kids pick what centers they're going to play in. You're right, yours won't stick. Building centers with a theme, add more math, learning to ask more open-ended questions and let the child be a child and make their own decisions. That's awesome. And then use full play, use free play with using the sticks. So then things that we're going to add are the popsicle sticks with the pictures. Definitely going to add more themes in all the centers. Using more language, more open-ended questions, more themes, adding centers and pictures and words, and then asking more detailed questions. So then now we have the how. And how will you incorporate your language into your day is show more pictures with the words. That's a good one. Let children choose what centers they want to play in. Attach note cards to different centers and talk with them while changing diapers and talk with them when feeding. So that's a good one too. So if you guys want to take a picture of that, so you have that for your.
Those are good.
Yes, those are excellent thoughts. Very good
Craig,
thoughts.
can you take a picture of that?
Yeah.
So do we have questions, comments?
I thought this was a great training.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. So we just got to go over our objectives one more time. So the 3 objectives of this training was to recognize how language affects quality care, to implement many conversations with children as a daily habit, like in the shower, and to identify how to add language to enhance more learning by being intentional and consistent. You guys will hear me bark that out at y'all until the end of March, until y'all submit. I'm going to talk about intentional and consistent. So I'm going to lay something down in front of you.
Okay.
And this is an evaluation form that we do at each time. But if you guys will wait on that for just a second. too. I don't wanna lick my finger because that's nasty. I'll let you get it, Mark.
You're the only
There you go,
thing
thank
that-
you.
Let's see.
Okay, I will spell my name for you.
Oh, okay.
And that, I actually gave you that marker, but I was gonna use it again. But that's okay, I'll use it when, okay.
When I use dry erase on
Oh, I could, I was just gonna write on it. Okay, so the name of this training is Intentional. Maybe.
We're writing that weird.
This is the name of the training.
Name of training class.
intentional and consistent.
So the name of the training is Intentional and Consistent Care. And y'all all know my first name is Jessica. My last name is Boshuizden. I know, I'm telling you. I lose myself
That's as bad
too.
as mine.
Oh my goodness.
What did you tell me that name was?
Bosshausen.
No, I mean, is it German?
It's Dutch.
Dutch.
Yeah. So I tell people I'm the boss of the house I am in. So it's boss house in. My husband doesn't agree with me, but I don't care. All right, so if you guys will fill this out for me, and on the bottom part where the comments are, I know it says give us your thoughts on how to improve this course, but honestly and truly, if something really stuck out at you and you were like, whoa, that's awesome, please write that down. Or anything that you think, oh my gosh, you need to change this. That will help me in my future trainings. I appreciate y'all coming out here tonight.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Glad you came.
And when you guys get done with that, if you'll just lay them upside down on the table here, that would be perfect.
Now, the 2 hours automatic, I know it's not automatic, somebody does it, but do y'all put the 2 hours in the PDS? Like,
Greg, guess what?
what?
Guess who that somebody is?
You do? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll put it in there for
Because I
you.
saw where you put in that, my first 2 hours, are you the one that did that?
Cynthia put that in,
Cynthia.
yep. And that is why I need everybody's PDS numbers.
We're still trying to get Meredith.
Okay. And where's Meredith? Okay. Do you want to jump on the computer to see if, or
Yes,
you were gonna look at email, right?
Craig's gonna try to find it through the, what we were talking about, the daycare.
Okay.
When I first had it.
Has your name always been, it wouldn't be under something else, right? It would be under this name right here?
And Meredith Lee.
It would?
Are you still whispering?
It'd be under Meredith Lee,
Meredith Lee.
like L-E-E? Okay, can I write that in here just to make sure that so it might be under Meredith Lee. Anything else? Much appreciate it. I can cut this off. Just close it.
All right, so I'm supposed to be looking for what now?
The daycare.
First of all,
Georgia PDS.
I don't have another time to come back in February, so for you and I to sit down like we did the last time and go over things, I want to do that another time with you. So what would the 10th look like for you?
Monday the 10th?
Or we could do the 16th, that is a Sunday. Or we could do down here sometime.
Whatever you think would be better.
Well, I, obviously, since y'all are submitting the end of March, I think earlier the better.
Okay. Well then,
Okay, what time did we meet the last time that worked for you?
9.
Does that still work for you? No?
So what we do about it, work at 9 o'clock, so you're on something.
What am I doing?
9 a.m.
Perfect, thank you, sir.
She is not gonna be able to use this training video.
Oh, no, she's coming, I'm meeting with Cynthia on the 12th also.
Okay.
She's coming to do something I'm supposed to do in there.
Your
that I haven't
portfolio?
done yet. That I haven't put in there.
Something he's supposed to be doing.
Something you're supposed to be doing.
That he hadn't done.
Hey, we got the 18 hours. Does that help a lot?
It helps a lot that you don't have to do it anymore.
No, but I mean, does it?
Oh,
You might get kudo points for that.
It should.
I mean, it's gonna be a good little point for you, yes, absolutely. But remember that everything else also adds in too.
I want more. Oh, that's the only one I have.
I opened both of them and I'm not sure which way to do it.
All right, so I'm gonna go.
Thank you.
For the daycare, not yours.
Oh,